Hello and welcome to Solution Cone. In this video we'll see how to update the content in using CKEditor in the database, and as some of you have requested me to make this video, so I'm making this video for you guys so you can do this very easily. So in my previous videos what we covered is we can insert the data, we can retrieve the data and things like that. So in this video we'll see how to update the data for particular IDs. Now if you don't know what is it, and let me show you the database of it. So the database looks like this. It has some IDs and the text related to it, and here I have showed everything by IDs which are fetched. So if I add something like solution cone and I click on save data, so you can see that inserted, and here solution cone will appear. So this is the simple way to add the data. If you don't know how to do this, please watch my previous video on how to insert data. You will have a good knowledge about it. Now in this video what I will do is I would create a new page for update, or let me do one thing. Should I create a separate page to show all the results, and on the click of that I land it to another page. So all articles maybe .php, and here I would do and include. This is just a initial steps. If you don't understand this, you can watch my previous videos. And so basically the connect.php has a simple connection code written here, and this is my local host, username, password is blank, and ck_test is my database name. So this is a basic connect.php to connect to the database, and here I would have my HTML written. So this is would be all results, and here I would have a table, and inside that table I would have a tr tag and a th with id and a button for editing, edit particular id, and here I would have my id as this, and the content would be like, it would be like a button, or let it be an anchor, right? Anchor with update.php success, or let it be a id of 1, and the name would be edit. So all articles .php, let me go to all articles .php. I guess I spelled it wrong. All underscore articles .php. So let me do one thing. Okay, so let me do some stylings to my table. Let me give it some padding, say 10 pixels. Yes, it's okay and it's understood. So I'm not going to style it very well, just for the understanding purpose. You you can go through it. Okay, now if I click on it, you can see that I have set the URL as update.php and a get variable named id, which is equal to the id of that particular article. So this is one way of doing the edits to a particular articles. So what I would do is, currently we have written this in a static way where id is 1, and we are setting the id as 1 here as well. So what I would do is, I would rather do it in a dynamic way so that all the values appear here, and on the edit of each or one of them we can edit the content of that respective IDs. So how to do that? It's very simple. If you have some knowledge of PHP, you can just skip this and move ahead. Let me do one thing. I have already included the connect.php, and in here I would write a query will store my MySQL underscore query, and the variable, connection variable, which is $con. I've stored my connection in $con, so I have written that. And what I'll do is select star everything from my table. My table name is CK underscore tab. So, and let's do one thing, order by ID descending view. So whatever would be added would come first. Now let's loop through each one of them and store the rows. Let's loop through each results in the form of an array, and okay, here would be my ID. By the way, this is a shorthand for $PHP space echo, $row of particular ID, which is ID, and here as well I have to link to the ID. Let's do one thing here also, I'll just echo everything here, and in a single quotation mark ID dot $row of particular ID. Now when we go to our results page, we have the IDs, but we have missed our tr tag, so it's coming in a single row. Let's remove this tr from here. Okay, Sublime created this. So here is ID 54321. If you want to see the content as well, you can just do one thing. Let's create another th, and here would be a td, echo the content which is stored in the database. So this is a text, so this is my content, and here is an edit icon. Now let's create a update.php file, save it as update.php. Now when I click on update.php, nothing happens because I have not written anything in this. So first let's do one thing, let's connect to our file, we'll include it. Okay, and now we'll see if is set dollar underscore get and the variable name what we have set here. So get variable name is id, so I would specify id here, and if the id is not set, just header or just redirect it to all articles.php with success. You can set a variable here with a success of 0, and we can check that and alert the respective messages. Now let's first see if it's working or not. Just echo the id, so you can see that it's working fine. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll store this in a variable id. Okay, else I can do that id is equal to 0. No, else I'll not do anything. Now in the next script, what I will do is I would create a similar kind of HTML form with update the data of particular ID. So here I would be having my form, and the action of that form would be update post .php, and the method would be post, and in that form I would be having my text area, and in that firstly I would just define the class of it as CKEditor and name as editor if you want, and here we will fetch the content. So for that I would again run a query called okay, I'll run a query. My SQLi underscore query is the method to run the query, and here the first parameter would be the connection, and the next parameter would be select everything from the table name, which is ck underscore tab, where id is equal to your $id. So this will result a single row, so no need to fetch everything. Just you can do one thing, you can echo around everything what you get by saying first of all, let's do one thing. $row would save your data, mysqli underscore fetch array, and this would be your query. Now here what I will do is I'll just echo whatever I get here. From the database. And another thing what is required is a button of type submit, and we'll call it update data. So if you see this now, and firstly I have to link it. I haven't linked the CKEditor here, so you can see that I am getting the data here. I have the update button. When I click on it, I go to update post. So everything is working fine till now. And let's link our CKEditor, which has a src of CKEditor. Is CKEditor.js. Now it's looking cool, and we have the data of that particular ID. If I go here, I have the data of that particular ID. Now if I perform any changes here, changes to new value, and when I click on update, it should update, and it should update actually, yeah. So what I'll do is I'll create a file name update post.php, and here what I'll do is I'll first check if anything is posted or not. So here I would check if the name of CKEditor is coming or not. Else what I'll do is I'll not perform any action. So here I have the data, so I'll just store it in a variable edited or editor text, and store it in a variable editor, and the ID of it, which is very important, so here I have to send the ID of the particular variable. So I'll do one thing, I'll set a hidden input field of type hidden, and the name of it would be the ID, and the value of it would be $ID. So we'll just echo $ID here, and that's it. Now here I have the ID with me, ID, and the editor as well. Now I'll just include my connect.php file, and I'll just insert the data on a particular ID. Query. Firstly I would require a connection variable, and here would be the update you can get it from here as well. I'm feeling quite bored to write it. Now here I would be having a text, which is the new text what we have written it in an editor text, where ID is equal to $ID, and let's store it in a variable named query. If query. This means that if this query has been executed, then head it over and then redirect us to update.php with a success of 1 so that we can see, else redirect us to the success of 0. Now let's check what is it working or not. Now let's go to the first page where we have all the articles listed, and here suppose I want to edit solution cone. So solution cone channel, and I'll just update the data. Oops, I missed something, a syntax error on line number 2 because I have missed a closing bracket. Now if I update the data, still it does not happens to be quite well. Solution cone channel, so it's working fine, but it's not redirecting us to something. Why is it so? Oh god, how can I miss that? Location. I'm sorry guys, I just missed it. So you can see that its session is equal to 1. Now you can see that there is some warning, undefined variable $id. So this is because you can see that we have fetched everything from the IDs, right? So instead of redirecting it to update, we have to redirect it to all articles.php. So if I update the data, you would be redirected to all articles.php. Thank you for watching guys. Hope you like, subscribe and comment below if you have any doubt.